Okay, Nico, where are we going to start? Do you have? You just have your handbag.
There was nothing very useful in my bag, just a single hair clip.
Lockpick.
It was a hair clip.
Lockpick. Oh no, it's not one of the... It's a modern style with plastic. Yeah, okay. Ladies?
Bonjour. I wonder if you could help me.
Ohayo gozaimasu.
Is it the
What's
same
so
ones?
funny?
Is it the same
Oh,
tourists?
never mind. The pots in the case seemed to amuse the girls, no end.
Oh, naked
The
drawings.
display case contained a couple of vases. It was a stone identical in size and style to the coyote stone. However, this stone bore the image of a jaguar.
Well, that's what we want. Just take it. Let's go.
The cabinet was locked. That's the kind of thing George would do. Not me.
What does George even see in her? There's another cabinet there.
The cabinet contained a dagger decorated with Mayan designs.
Okay, creepy. We might need that as well then.
It was a small flat square of polished obsidian. Nothing like the one I was looking for. According to the caption, this was the scrying mirror given to Dr. John Dee by Sir Francis Drake. There was a
Interesting.
huge carving of somebody who must have been important once. The carving looked Buddhist in subject, but Mesoamerican in execution.
Alright, pal. What have you got for me?
Can I help you, miss?
Have you ever heard of an English sea captain called El Draco?
El Draco? Not a very English name.
I think that's what the Spanish would have called him. It was about the time of the conquistadors.
16th century. Oh, I know. That's what the Spanish called Sir Francis Drake.
Francis
That-
Drake?
Makes sense.
Have you got anything here that belonged to him?
Indeed, miss. We have a couple of artifacts he brought back from one of his journeys.
What can you tell me about the scrying mirror?
Ah, that belonged to the alchemist and part-time Elizabethan spy, Dr. John Dee. It was brought back from the New World by Sir Francis Drake and presented to him. It's Mayan, you know.
It's Mayan, don't you know?
What is a scrying mirror?
It's rather like a crystal ball, and you can't see anything in it. Apparently, he had a partner who used it to talk with angels. If you ask me, you were barking mad.
I agree.
It didn't look anything like the coyote stone. This one was like a little black shaving mirror. Is the scrying mirror the only piece of obsidian Drake gave Dee?
Funny you should ask. There's another called the Jaguar stone.
Okay, he brought it
He
up.
never liked it, though. Said there were angels in the mirror, but devils in that stone.
Can you tell me something about the jaguar stone?
Certainly, miss.
Jaguar
The so-called
stone.
Jaguar stone was brought back from the Americas by Sir Francis Drake and presented with, as you already know, the more famous scrying mirror to John Dee. The old loony didn't like the stone, though. Reckoned it was tainted by the devil. Come along, miss. I'll show you the mirror.
I've already... Oh, never mind.
But he's moved. So I think we get the dagger. We use the dagger to break the...
John Dee's famous scrying mirror, given to him by Francis Drake.
Do you know if this mirror has any relevance to Tezcatlipoca?
Who? Tizletlik... I can't
It's
even
like-
say it.
it's me trying to say
someone
it.
here will be able to help you better than me.
Aha. An expert.
This
Oh,
young
yeah.
lady has some questions to ask, Professor. I think she's from France.
Professor Roubillet?
Eh? What? You two know each other, do you? Excuse me, the telephone.
OBA?
We meet again.
Mademoiselle, France, eh?
Yes, I believe that's where you live, Professor.
I have a house there, on the outskirts of Paris, but I haven't been back for many months.
I thought you were going to stay in Quaramonte to witness the eclipse.
Alas, business comes first. An important consignment of artifacts on loan to the British Museum. But I intend to return to Quaramonte in plenty of time.
Oh, we only got one question.
Professor Oubier, your taxi's here.
If you'll excuse me, I have some urgent business to attend to at the docks.
He's very open about where he's going.
Can you answer me some questions about the Jaguar stone?
Certainly, miss.
It's gone.
You just step this way.
It's gone.
It's gone. Some sods half-inched it.
Half-inched?
Pinched.
Stolen it, miss. Never mind. The silent alarm will have been tripped. I'm afraid nobody can leave until our crack security team gets here.
How long will that take?
Could be a while. I think it's their tea break.
The thief could be miles away by then.
It's
Don't worry
OBA.
about that, miss. Just don't try to leave.
It was too much of a coincidence that Oubier showed up and the stone promptly disappeared. I didn't have time for their crack security team to finish their tea. I had to get after him.
I want that key. I think we need the scrying mirror as well.
I didn't need to make a call.
Who's sneezing?
I didn't think the museum attendant would be interested in a hair grip. Not even a cute one like this. I didn't steal the stone. I was nowhere near it.
So who do you suppose did steal it?
Whoa, that escalated quickly.
It must have been Oubier.
Huh! Begging your pardon, but he's a man of letters. A professor.
So was Moriarty. Man of letters or not, he's your culprit. Don't you think it's suspicious that Oubier has urgent business at the docks?
Not in the slightest, young lady. He's gone to oversee the unloading of cargo. An exhibition of Mayan sculpture on loan from Mexico City.
What's the name of the ship?
The Xibalba Princess. Moored down by Tower Bridge.
Good to know.
Why do you ask?
Just wondering. Thank you. You've been most helpful.
Can I get that bag?
I doubted the girls would be any help to me.
There's no way that I'm going to be able to grab that key while he's standing there. If I can draw him away...
The cabinet was locked. The cabinet was locked.
Looks like we can just leave.
I doubted the girls would...
Oh, that's the girls. Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, miss, but I shall have to ask you to stay.
Oh, but surely you don't suspect me of stealing the stone?
No, but you will have to make a statement to the police. You're a witness.
Have you got any pepper spray?
Perhaps I'm a Philistine, but old vases bore me.
No, she won't try it while he's standing there, but if we can distract him somehow.
It would probably be
What
less
moron.
suspicious if I kept away from the empty case.
Okay then. If you use the key, why would the silent alarm be tripped? We just took the key, we just stood next to it, slid the key out, walked away. This is insane.
The key didn't fit this lock.
So why give me the key?
The key unlocked the case.
Take the key back.
I locked the case again and took the key.
No! That... Right, okay. So...
The key unlocked the case.
Take the dagger. Silently.
I locked the case again and took the key. It was the key to the museum display cabinet. It was an obsidian dagger, thin and razor sharp.
Please, miss, don't go.
Okay.
Okay. I have an idea.
The mask looked more African than American.
Cut the curtain. Out the window. George-like.
Excuse me, miss. Please don't touch the exhibits.
That's an exhibit? She doesn't want to cut it. Can I threaten him with a knife?
What was it you wanted?
Take a look at this.
What are you doing with that?
Just looking. What was it used for?
It's a sacrificial dagger, and I'd feel a lot happier if you put it down.
Doesn't try and take it from me.
Look at this. The thief left this key in the cabinet.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
That makes the theft an inside job, right?
Oh dear.
That's your key.
In other words, the thief was Professor Oublié.
Well, let's leave that for the police to decide, shall we? I better phone them right away.
Alright, so we've shown him that we've stolen a dagger and the key to the exhibits, and his first instinct is, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, I'm not going to take them
I
off
knew
you.
I had nothing to worry about if the police were called.
Yes, I'll hold.
But I had to catch up with Oublié, and fast.
Make a run for it, girl. I hope you can run in heels.
Please, miss, don't go.
Okay.
Bosh. Round the back of the head.
You'll have to be quick, miss. I'm on the phone. What was it you wanted?
He wouldn't have been interested. Thank you. You've been most helpful.
How do I get out of this place? Surely this is a door out. We can move the curtain back now he's distracted by being on the phone. Can I take the mask? This is silly. I shouldn't be
didn't
messing
want
around with the
mask,
mask.
although it certainly reminded me of somebody.
It does look like Andre.
The doors were securely locked. The doors were securely locked. The doors were securely locked.
Alright, what if we broke it?
I levered the handle open with the thin dagger.
Wow, that's thin. Meanwhile, back at Ketch's Landing. Oh, the museum.
The room had been decorated to resemble the interior of a sailing ship. It was disturbingly effective.
A quill and an inkwell.
That looked like that's where it was supposed to be, so I left it there. That might come in useful, in ticklish situations.
He's already thinking about Nico.
Quill. It was an actual pirate ship chart. It was a beautifully crafted model of a sailing ship. It was a neat oil lantern made of brass. It was an old book with spidery writing covering the open pages.
I think a fire is going to come soon.
March 20th, 1670 fix. Engaged frigate off Fan Salvador? It was garbage. Huh. I guess being a pirate didn't require too many academic qualifications. The passage went on to describe how Ketch had got wind of the approach of a fleet of English ships. It seemed the new governor had not shared his predecessor's views on Ketch's activities. They were out for his blood. Sailed to that place where I made secure my fortune. I returned safe in the knowledge that the governor shall not discover that which I had hidden. For is it not writ that 'tis easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle? Holding that lantern, I felt kinda biblical. Like Jesus or Florence Nightingale.
No, we need to
It was Captain Ketch's sea chest. Its
specifically
battered
work out what we need to
appearance
do.
hinted at salty tales of maritime adventure and swashbuckling. Long months at sea with a rum-sodden, mutinous crew, hardtack and scurvy. And this chest, full to the brim with Ketch's loot, pearls, diamonds, emeralds, and doubloons. On the other hand, it could have been full of spare blankets.
salty, wet spare blankets. Is there anything in it?
Surprise!
Emily, right?
What the? Who are you?
I'm Emily.
What were you doing in there, Emily?
Hiding. What are you doing here?
Grown-up stuff.
Grown-ups? Pfft, I'm never gonna grow up, I'm not. You shouldn't be here. What's your name?
I'm George.
Pleased to meet you, Jaws.
George.
Jaws,
Jeez.
make your mind up.
Why don't you go play with Rio?
I'm not allowed.
How come?
'Cause Aunt Frost says I'm not allowed out of the house. That's why, Mr. Nosy Beak.
Too bad. Why don't you ask your other aunt if you can play with Rio?
Aunt Mina's cuckoo. Aunt Frost says so. She says when the Lord handed out common sense, Aunt Mina was off getting double portions of chin.
It's pretty
That
funny.
Rio's a smart kid. He helped me outwit Bronson.
Rio is clever. He can spit ever so far.
Do you know how to use a theodolite?
We don't learn anything about surveying at my school. Not until 5th grade.
Must be a good school.
Would you like to play darts?
No?
Oh, come on. I'll throw, you catch.
That's dangerous. Darts will stick in me and make me bleed.
Okay, we can't outsmart the British child.
Look, an ancient Mayan stone.
Is that a magic stone?
Well, I don't know about that.
No.
What can you tell me about Captain Ketch?
That's him on the wall, in the picture.
Yeah? Boy, that's interesting.
He was a sailor captain. This is his house.
What's with the cross?
It was an actual pirate ship chart.
Maybe I should have opened that last.
Okay, I've had my hands on an historical document. Now what?
That shouldn't have been that hard, George.
The chart fitted exactly into the recess on the top of the desk.
What you doing, Jaws?
I'm putting this old map on the desk
What you doing that for, Jaws?
because it was obviously intended to fit in this recessed area.
How'd you work that out?
It's obvious.
Alright,
That
what's
looked
going on?
like that's where it was supposed to be, so I left it there.
No, I want to look at the map.
It was firmly attached to the desk.
Okay, we need to do some more exploring then. Something about a camel.
Yow! I should have known better than to put my hand in there. Grandma Stobbart had a nasty experience in a water butt once.
But what's in
Whatever
it?
lived in that barrel could stay there as far as I was concerned.
Okay. Fair enough, George.
It would have been easy to reach the cutlass and slip it in my pocket. It would also have been the most regrettable action of my life.
I mean, it might have hurt if you did it wrong.
2 bells and all's well. Pirates were cool. Captain Frederick Ketch.
He looks like Liam
1570.
Neeson.
Around his neck was a cross. Maybe he was a part-time pirate.
Emily?
The portrait might have made a nice souvenir, but it was too large to carry. Hard a port, bosun! Aye, aye, Captain Stobbart! She cannot take it, Captain! My lad's dead. Abandon ship!
Brilliant. Things didn't start well when I arrived at Ketch's Landing. 2 old ladies, Frost and Mina, claimed to be descendants of Ketch himself. They wouldn't let me into Ketch's museum because they claimed it was undergoing refurbishment. I talked with Bronson, a slimeball architect, used a bit of old Stobbart misdirection, and snuck a look at his plans. Turns out he was aiming to build a huge 5-story hotel. When I showed the old ladies, they went crazy. After this little favour, the ladies happily let me into the museum. Right, what did this say about a camel and threading the needle?
Sailed to that place where I made secure my fortune. I returned safe in the knowledge that the governor shall not discover that which
That's
I
here.
have hidden. For is it not writ that 'tis easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle?
Is it not writ? 'Tis easier to pass through a camel's needle. What?
It was the quill I'd found in the Ketch Museum.
What's
It was
that?
the electronic marker which
Oh, yeah.
Bronson used with his theodolite.
I would like to talk to you about that cross.
Why don't you run along and play?
Aunt Mina told me, stay out of mischief.
Well, that doesn't mean you have to stay indoors, does it? On a beautiful day like today?
There's a storm coming.
Oh, nuts. You don't know that.
I do so. I can see the whole world from the window.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm busy. That cross you're wearing, Emily,
It's my lucky Jesus cross.
it's just like the one Captain Ketch wore.
Uh-huh.
Can I borrow it?
Uh-uh.
Please?
What would you trade for that cross, Emily?
A puppy.
Well, I don't happen to have a puppy in my pocket right now. Can you think of anything else you'd trade?
Don't know.
She wouldn't have been interested.
No. Do you want Tezcatlipoca?
She wouldn't have been interested.
She might. Do you want that?
She wouldn't have been interested.
I want you to look at the map.
That looked like that's where it was supposed to be, so I left it there.
Go touch more things.
The ship looked too fragile to touch.
Will the lantern go on the penhole? No. We didn't check. To call it. We don't have a way of lighting. Problem is, I don't want to leave. I don't think there's another room. I think that this is it.
It was the portrait of Captain Ketch. The portrait might have made a nice souvenir, but it was too large to carry. It was a shiny and very sharp-looking pirate's cutlass.
But we can't take it. So we can't leave this. Can we put it in the chest? Why would you put it in the chest? I don't know why. Oh, okay. There's no cannon there. What happens if I leave? I should have saved it before. I don't want to walk out the house. Oh, it doesn't matter. Puppy. Is there a way of getting a puppy? Can't look out the windows. We can't look at that. We can't see whatever's down here. Come on, kid, give me a clue. Give me some hint, some
There were
idea.
several things I wanted to say to that awful kid, but I held my tongue.
She's not that bad, she's just annoying. Do anything with a quill? Why do I need a quill?
What you doing now, Jaws?
Knock it off, will ya? There's something you ought to know. I don't buy cute or lost puppy. I've put the feather back. Are you happy now?
Don't you want to steal it anymore?
For the last time, I didn't steal it.
That's your word against mine, and I'm the one with the dimples.
There were several things I wanted to say to that awful kid, but I held my tongue. That
I want you
looked
to
like
look
that's
at
where
the
it was
map.
supposed to be, so I left it there.
But apparently you don't want to look at the map. Do you know anything about this?
She wouldn't have been interested.
She might have been, George. You can't move around while you're holding it. Right, so whatever we do with the lantern... So we've got free access to this. I don't think it's a problem for us to leave and then come back. She's bored. We need the cross. I'm not going near the cat. Maybe we can get Rio to come with us. There's nothing else there. Nothing there. She want a broken bike?
What do you give to a small, irritating girl who asks about everything?
Try a conch. Delicate colors, interesting shape, and when you put it to your ear, you can hear the sea.
Yeah, why's that?
Usually because you're standing next to it.
Cool. Have you got one?
Yeah, but I promised it to my sister. She's well vexed with me.
Why is your sister mad with you?
Well, last night when I got home with our supper, she went wild. Rio, she said, how come all you ever catch is puffer fish? I'm sick of puffer fish. What I want is tiger fish. So don't bother come back home till you catch one, boy. I don't see how I'm gonna catch no tiger fish. All I have is a fishing pole and a worm.
How about that net?
What do you need to catch a tiger fish?
One of them real fancy flies like the rich fishermen use.
Would that work?
What you got there?
I didn't think the kid would be interested in that.
Real fancy flies.
Wrong, wrong, wrong.
You don't know that. This doesn't take me to another part of the beach, does it? There's no flies trapped in here. Real fancy flies.
I didn't want a fishing net.
The quill? It's the only thing from... Have we lost our inner tube as well? No, it's still there. I'm taking this, kid. I'm just walking right out. She's like... I'm not worried about her. I've left with it before.
The novelty
Maybe
value of having an inner tube in my pocket had worn off. I left it there.
I think that's a mistake, George. You never know when you need to strangle someone. Especially you. You need to strangle a lot of people. Can we combine
That
those?
was no good.
Do you want that?
What you got there?
Any use for a quill?
What's a quill?
It's what people used to write with in Captain Ketch's days.
No, man. I'd sooner be fishing.
Quill on a bike? Okay. Fair enough. A fly is just a metallic distracty thing on a fishing line, isn't it?
What you got there?
I didn't think the kid would be interested in that.
Isn't it?
I don't think so.
So what am I supposed to do with a stupid marker? I don't see actually. Is there a conch around here anywhere? I mean, there's got to be something washed up somewhere. And you can't even get back to the airport. Okay. We're missing something in the room. I need something. This clearly goes somewhere.
Whatever lived in that barrel could stay there as far as I was concerned.
Yeah, but we might need it.
That looked like that's where it was supposed to be.
But
so
it's a
I left
sea
it there.
chart. Why are you not actually looking at the details of the sea chart?
There were several things I wanted to say to that awful kid, but I held my tongue.
Rio? No. I think that would make a really cool... Right, so is there just no ink in there?
What you doing now?
Grown-up stuff.
I doubt that.
I've put the feather back. Are you happy now?
Don't you want to steal it anymore?
For the last time, I didn't steal it.
That's your word against mine, and I'm the one with the dimples.
Is there anything on the ship that we can use as a...
The ship looked too fragile to touch.
You poke it with that? Yeah, I'm out of ideas as well. Could you make some sort of fly bait by taking the thing out the well?
Two
the bell?
and all. Pirate.
Yeah, I was reaching on that one as well. So I need the cross. To get the cross, I need to give her something cool. To get something cool, I need a thing.
It would have been easy to reach the cutlass and slip it in my pocket. It would also have been the most regrettable action of my life.
I disagree. I think it's worth taking. So apparently she doesn't want a metal disc. Apparently she doesn't want a really cool poison dart or Tetlipoca. Tetlipoca? Tecatlipo. Whatever he's called. Did we try the Mayan stone? It looks like there's creatures on there.
There were several things I wanted to say.
Why can't we take a quill as well? What is it about this quill? That was me clicking on the wrong thing.
That wouldn't work.
I mean, it would, but you just don't want to do it. Can we tickle her?
She wouldn't have been interested.
I just need a gun.
That was no good.
Is there anything else in the chest?
It was Captain Ketch's sea chest.
Alright game, I am not putting this together. Rio has a conch I might be able to trade with Emily. But first he wants me to give him a fishing fly. A fishing fly.
That isn't it at all. That wouldn't work.
So we need something that attaches to a fishing rod.
No, that's wrong.
I don't see, and that's something to do with something, I don't see any sort of...
It was an old wooden barrel. Maybe it was from Ketch's ship. The desk had obviously been cut to fit the chart. Or maybe vice versa. It was the holder for the quill.
And you won't pick any of this up, will you?
It was an indented well in the corner of the desk. I guess it was intended to hold ink, but it seemed unnecessarily wide. Maybe Ketch had used it to hold his rum bottles steady in heavy seas.
Unnecessarily wide. As the cross goes on it. Right, Let's get rid of that.
Before you ask, I've put the feather back. Are you...
Don't you want to stick?
Yeah. Shut up.
That's your.
Shut up, stupid kid. I can't do anything with... I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Look for something from which the fishing fly can be made. I've taken the quill. What's the quill supposed to do? Give the feather to the cat! Why? Why would you... My brain would never have put those two together. How is giving the feather to a cat going to get us a fishing fly?
The cat made short work of the feather, tearing it into a blizzard of small pieces.
You could have just used the whole feather. That's a stretch.
The quill had been torn into small pieces.
For me, that's the second stretch of this game. That doesn't make sense. If he turns around and says, "Ah, that'd be perfect. Yeah, that's just what I need to catch a tigerfish," or was it an angelfish, a tigerfish, whatever he wanted? I'm not going to be happy. Because you could have just used a normal feather and you'd have done
What you
it.
got there?
Hey, this is just what you need to make a fly.
I don't buy it at all.
Thanks. Let's hope them tigerfish hungry. A deal's a deal.
Tigerfish.
Here's a conch.
That's a stretch game. I'm sorry. But I ain't buying that. And where are the old women? They have conspicuously vanished. Kid, do you want a conch? For the cross, obviously.
Here, I've got a conch. Would you like it?
Dunno. Aunt Frost told me never to take presents from strange men.
I'm not a strange man.
Then why are you called Jaws? Jaws? That's a stupid name.
I'm not called... Look, conch, pretty. Swap for the cross, yes or no? Right, this thing's going out the window.
Okay, we'll do swapsies.
Kid is annoying. Right.
Ketch's crucifix was encrusted with precious gems. Ketch's crucifix was
Does it go on the lantern? Does it go on the ship? I really thought it would go on there.
It was an indented well in the corner of the desk. Ketch's cross slipped snugly into the penholder. Before you ask, I've put your cross in this little hole in the desk.
Why?
Impulse mainly, with a dash of irrational intuition.
Silly. Only women have intuition.
Oh god. Right, so that lantern goes behind George. We've tried this before. Don't you dare shrug. There we go.
The lantern fitted so precisely in the inkwell, it could only be deliberate. Before you ask, I've put the lantern in the inkwell. See? It fits.
Why?
Because it was cut to fit.
Why?
Because sneaky old Captain Ketch made it that way.
Why?
What is with all the questions?
'Cause I'm interested.
Why?
'Cause I have the insatiable curiosity of the young.
Why?
All right. Truce.
She's
the lantern cast a
homeschooled.
strong light over the desktop. The light cast a shadow of the cross. And the shadow
This is
fell
what we
precisely
wanted.
over a small, unnamed island shaped like a skull.
Skull Island. Great.
That must be it. Ketch's Treasure Island.
Uh-oh. That's Zombie Island. It's a bad place.
No kidding? Well, bad place or not, that's my next port of call.
Can I come too?
The hell you can.
I never get to leave the house.
Take the cross.
I wasn't going to take the cross out of the holder. Somehow I just knew that was where it was supposed to be. That looked like that's where it was supposed to be, so I left it there.
Are we not taking any souvenirs? I guess we're going then.
The ship looked too fragile to touch.
If it's called Zombie Island, you're going to need a weapon. Last time to take a souvenir.
It would have been easy to reach the cutlass, and it would also...
Okay. Something about threading a needle with a camel. That's what we need to remember. Threading a needle with a camel. Rio, will you take me to Zombie Island? Because the kid can sail, right? He claims to be a sailor, and he's not a bad fisherman.
Would you take me to, Zombie Island?
In this weather? You're mad, man.
The rain will keep the zombies indoors. Just say I did meet a zombie. What would you do?
There ain't no zombies on Zombie Island. At least, not anymore. It's uninhabited.
Good. What do you mean, not anymore?
You still want to go?
I guess.
Well, I ain't had no luck with them tiger fish. And with the mood my sister is in, I'll be safer with the zombies.
Let's go, kid. I hope Nico's had better luck in London. Thread the needle with a camel.
So, this was Zombie Island. Somehow I'd been expecting something more sinister. Come on, Rio. Let's find that treasure.
No, thanks. I'm staying right here.
Oh, come on. You said yourself there's no zombies left.
Yeah, but that was while there was a big pile of seawater between me and this place. All me have now is this little bit between the boat and the shore, and I'm hanging on to it.
Okay. The Ketch Museum was pretty sparse, but I was sure there was a mystery to solve that would lead to the missing stone. Emily Ketch, another descendant of the old pirate, was an annoying little kid, but I had to keep her sweet in order to solve the clue. She wore Ketch's cross around her neck. When I placed it in a slot in the desk next to his old chart, it pointed the way to the location of his treasure, Zombie Island. Persuaded Rio, the young boy fishing on the jetty, to sail me to the island.